in all the areas. So if you want, we've got like kind of things in here.
Cool. And what you are, Craig Sass?
Sass.
Wow, you're.
And you know it.
Oh man, look at all that! I love that. And you put your shotgun, your AR-14, all your stuff. So hide it underneath there. You got enough room for all. Good gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a built-in storage bin here, so that keeps things from rolling around the inside of the truck.
Right.
We've got an accessory one now. It comes all the way up to here and comes up to the bottom of the seat. So if you're a construction guy, you can put all your tools in there. You don't have to worry about everything.
Well, yeah, when you got that 4 inches more room, you got room for more stuff.
Yep.
That's what I look at them. You know, it's more crap you can haul around with.
It is huge too. I mean, I can put the seat where I drive and come back here and cross my legs. I mean, that's amazing.
That's comfortable. A lot of trucks just aren't comfortable in the back seat.
20% seat. You know, we've got all that storage. So you've got a large bin here under the armrest.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, you put that up.
Wow, the cups stayed there. How'd that?
Yeah,
That's a
how
pretty
about
cool
that,
trick.
huh?
The cups didn't fall out.
Got storage down here.
Oh yeah.
And that's lockable.
That's the configuration I get on my trucks. I get to where it's a seat or storage, and I love it.
Very useful.
That's cool.
We've added an open bin on the top.
Yeah,
for
more
this
stuff.
model.
You got to carry more stuff.
Got the upper
Put your
bin.
45 goes in there.
Very large bin here.
Holy cow, that is a big one. Well, that's awesome.
So we really, again, this interior is quite different than really any interior I've worked on. It's based on function before it is anything styling wise, right?
I love the big knobs. I'm a knob guy. I don't like a fan that's a push button. You got the knob in the middle for the fan. Yeah.
Yep. And so we place everything where it has to be and should be and wants to be, and then we build around it.
Oh, that makes sense.
As opposed to designing it first and then going from there.
Yes, I like that idea.
So that's a real big difference in the way you work on a truck versus you do say a Corvette or something.
Anything different on the console up front or on top, or?
Yeah, let's go around the other side. Just your 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, and all that. Now you've got mode.
Yeah.
So you can switch this, and this comes in many different configurations depending on the type of truck.
That's cool.
We've organized all that there. We've moved the trailer brake from over on this side over to...
That's a big deal. Where's your 4-wheel drive switch? Because it used to be they were side by side and they were confusing. The light switch and a 4-wheel drive switch.
So these are your 4-wheel drives.
Oh, they're buttons.
Yep.
Okay.
And you've got this will change your modes.
Yes.
In this case, it has a sport mode and a trailering. Others have more, and those will come up in your DIC.
That's cool. That's a lot less confusion on that left side. And now the steering wheel is straightened out and the seat, everything's straight.
Yep.
But it looks to me like it's pushed over a little. So coming straight between the seats.
No, it's centered. Which way? Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, if you're sitting in it, and you're sitting, if your cheeks are on the bolsters properly, you look straight ahead. The steering wheel looks like it's a little more to the right.
It's centered.
It is centered. Centered. Well, that's good because it must be an illusion. But having that angled used to bug me.
I know.
When a steering wheel is angled, and because I pull trailers, so I like to sit there, everything being symmetrical. My mirrors are straight back. Everything lines up. Without that, I just kind of feel goofy.
Even if you didn't know it, you knew it. You know.
Yeah, but if you ever tell somebody that, they never forget it. You know.
And now we got the telescopic.
Yes, and it's in one lever. It's in this 2 lever stuff.
Which is pretty nice.
That is very good. That's an improvement. Yes.
Yep. And we built the current vehicle so successful and so well done that we basically just built off of it. So we didn't redesign the wheel here. It rolled well, so let's just keep going on it. So everything that we have here, it's similar to today's, but it's improved upon. I mean, even the controls on the wheel, very similar.
Yes,
but better and more tactile.
Well, I like this roller over here. I mean, that is so cool. Instead of having 4 buttons, that gives you a lot more space to add more stuff.
Yep.
I mean, that is just really good. I like the size of the steering wheel. Yep. It all makes a lot of sense now. These always been the best steering trucks out there. Did you guys? Of course, you're an interior guy. I'm asking the wrong guy, of course. But I'm just wondering if anything changed. Nothing looks different down there, but I'm going to go through the whole chassis thing with one of the engineers and find out.
Yeah,
but no, this is
you
good.
Need to talk to somebody smarter than me for sure.
Big doors on the back. I love it.
Yep. And then the other thing nice now, we've got the vents in the bottom of the 20% seat as well as the console, so you get the air to the rear.
That's good. That's good.
Take you over to this truck. It's got a little higher trim. We can go through some stuff there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Which model is this?
This is this the LTZ mounted? It's on the back.
This is an LTZ.
Cool. It's got the nice, I like these wheels. But yeah, that is cool. So that gives you these moved up because you don't have a center seat. You just have a console.
We've got cup holders in the back of the console now, so we've got more cup holders for the rear. We've got cup holders in the back seat. We've got cup holders in the door, so we've made sure that's accommodating.
That's a big split between the cup holders. Is that for an iPad or some kind of
Could be
pad thing?
Could be.
Okay. Cool. Now, you haven't made these yet for cowboy hats. Sometimes I take these off, sometimes I turn them around. It's so hard to wear a cowboy hat in these trucks these days. So that's your next design thing. You've got to make that headdress fit a cowboy hat.
It's good to know.
Can you do that?
We will work on that.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
this is silly, but it's a nice little detail. If you notice, we've got the feature here in this rubber floor mat, and we actually have these coming right down and lining up into these.
Yeah.
So no detail too small.
Well, that's good because everybody gets mad because I carry mud in all these. I mean, I'm out in the dirt and most of my stuff needs to be a work truck. But yeah, I like something I can clean out.
Yeah. And we've got the optional liners as well, so you can get those and then collect all your dirt and clean them out. So
cool. Awesome. I noticed the doors is not really an exterior. It looks like they used to have triple sealed, I call them. 3 gaskets. Now I just see 2. Is that a change? There's a deflector on the bottom. Okay. But you're an interior guy. That's actually on the interior of the door. Come on now.
that's seals, though, you know.
Oh, there's seals. Okay. Because I always been quiet. That used to be part of your magic was a triple seal.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to count to 3 yet. Here and I haven't found
You drove
them.
one over, right?
Yes.
Amazingly
It was
quiet.
quiet. Yeah,
Amazingly quiet.
it was the Trail Boss, and it was. And I don't know if that's an insulation package or if they're all that quiet, because
Yeah,
it
I
was.
very
It was
impressed
good.
with how quiet this was.
Even the exhaust note, you had to really wrap it up to hear anything back there. That's good. I mean, I'm old, so I used to love the sound too. But anymore, if I'm driving all day or in 2 or 3 days, I like quiet trucks.
Well, also, this doesn't have it, but we've moved the wireless charger from the armrest down onto the base of the console, so now it's up in front.
Oh,
So you
good.
don't have to worry about
Yes, that in the console to me was kind of an inconvenient thing. I like it much better on the front console. Oh, that is cool. All righty, I got to find out about infotainment.
Yes.
Back when Ram Hemi put the dual exhaust in the back bumpers, and I was always concerned. I mean, it looks cool, it sounds cool, but what about the horses in the back? You got $200,000 in horses in the back. Does the carbon monoxide make it to the horse trailer? Now, you've done the same thing, but yours is integrated in the bumper, really cool looking square rectangular type. What do you call those things at the end? Exhaust tips. So is there any kind of problem with carbon monoxide going onto the trailer, whether it's an RV trailer or a horse trailer, or what do you think? Is it wind get diluted so much between the 2 vehicles that it's not an issue?
We do all the testing for carbon monoxide intrusion, including pulling a trailer with a full face. It's just to assure that there's...
Well, that's good. That's the right answer. I'm glad you do that, because to me, it may not even be effective. It just seems weird that they're that close together and pointing back. They've always been pointing to the side. But no, I'm glad you did the test. Now, you are
Scott Damon.
Damon.
Yep.
That's your real name.
That is my real
Okay.
name. Yep.
That for 4-wheel drive, they used to be all the same, and now
Right.
does any of them have an automatic 4-wheel drive?
So they still do, all of them have auto 4-wheel drive. Anything
Okay.
with 4-wheel drive gets auto 4-wheel drive, but you have an option for a single-speed transfer case and a 2-speed transfer case. Anything with a Z71 is going to automatically get the 2-speed transfer case, but it's free flow, so you can order a 2-speed transfer case on any model. If you get a single-speed transfer case, you get terrain mode, which sort of mimics 4-low.
Is that in that little dial that has a tow haul?
It's
and
actually
speed?
just below there. This truck does not have it. This has
Okay.
a 2-speed transfer case. So where the
Okay.
4-low button would be, you'd get
Yeah.
a terrain mode button.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yep.
Well, that's cool. Now, the information thing, I never play with the radios. I'm too old. I don't listen to way too much information. So you've got to explain
Yeah.
it to me. How in the world does this work?
Okay, so all new infotainment for 2019 Silverado. Lots more options. Functionality is so much better. This is the most connected Silverado ever. So we have Wi-Fi hotspot, much easier to get to your Wi-Fi settings. That was one area that we improved. You can actually set up user accounts so that when you get in the vehicle, when your phone connects, it pulls down all your favorites, it pulls down all the information from your account. You can also set that up based on keys as well. So you can set one key or another key to bring in your settings, and you can actually set those keys up as kids modes as well. So you can put limitations on what they can get to, what they can see while they're driving.
Oh, that's cool.
We can, create profile or sign in. This truck has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have, of course, this truck has XM, camera features. So this truck has just the rear camera, but one cool thing is you can actually do a hitch view, which looks down on your hitch.
Yeah, so exactly if you're coupled or not, because a lot of times you get real close and still be off.
Correct. Yep. So as soon as you get close, you can jump over and look down on it. So otherwise, I mean, obviously audio functions, nav. You can actually get to climate from here as well, so you can see all your climate settings, even though you have all the dials down here.
Yeah, that's the stuff I like. Dials and
Dials easier, but you know, for people that want it, be able to see it up here, they can actually see it right on the screen.
Yeah. Okay, what else is magical about this?
Magical. 4G LTE connection, you know, for your Wi-Fi. You can make calls through it, hands-free, Bluetooth. Like I said, Android Auto and CarPlay come on these as well. It does have a trailering feature, so it has the.
Oh, yeah.
You went through this with Frank, right?
Right, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Everything's right there in the middle stack.
Exactly, all lives on the middle stack.
So can you also program phone numbers in? You don't want to talk to people, so it's always busy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
cool.
probably can. Yep. So the phone feature, right? This is calling through OnStar in this case. If you had your phone connected, it would show your phone over here.
Oh, cool.
But the trucks have minutes. You know, you can buy different plans through OnStar.
Oh, you could actually use this as a phone through OnStar.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yep. So they have a phone number. So we could make a call right now, dial out. Both the driver and passenger now have microphones in the vehicle, so that you
that's
can
cool.
the passenger can talk over the phone as well.
Yeah, my personal assistant would sit over there and make all my calls.
That's right. Yeah, and
I'd shut my phone off and just use this one.
Just use
so
the truck. Yep.
Nobody can call me. That'd be awesome.
Exactly. So nav, this truck has turn by turn. You can get trucks that have full nav feature, which would bring up the map and everything, but this is turn by turn through OnStar.
Cool. This might be the one we need to drive home with, because we had one without a navigation.
Oh, really?
thing, and we had to stop and ask all these farmers where you guys
Where you gotta go?
Yeah,
Where you go?
it's
All
amazing.
right. And there's not much cell phone coverage out here.
No, it's a bunch of aircraft.
Yes, I mean, that's the gist of it. You know, functionality, everything works. You know, taking a lot of information, a lot of feedback from our customers of the things they liked and didn't, and incorporating that into the new system.
Well, that's cool.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, thanks.
Great.
Scott.
Yes, thank you.
There's the valve stem. Is that green? Does that mean it's got nitrogen in it?
I think so. Somebody
Okay.
locally put those in for us. So I think they put nitrogen in them.
So that's what you do. You go to your
Yep.
tire store, have the valve stems put in.
Correct. So they put the tire pressure monitor valve stem in either
Okay.
at your dealer or at a local tire shop, and then to learn them to the truck, you can either get a learning tool and you hold it up to the truck in sequence, so the truck actually tells you on the center screen what tire to do first, and it'll learn it to the truck. You can actually take it to your dealer and they would learn them for you. Or the other option is one tire at a time, you can actually let a little bit of pressure out of it, and the truck will then recognize that you're on the front left and map it to the correct part on the trailer.
Oh, so it's easy to hook up,
It's
and then
very easy.
the receiver on the truck is behind the back license plate.
Yeah, to get it back by the trailer far, close enough to the trailer, the receiver actually lives right behind the license plate here.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's so cool to have it in your center dash like
Yeah,
that.
then it shows you tire pressure and also internal temperature.
The heat.
So,
Now,
yep, exactly.
we figured out the pressure was what, 114 pounds, or?
So the pressure in these were set to 50, 55.
but I mean, what's the
think.
maximum on it?
Oh,
I think that was
for
a-
the sensor.
Yeah, I think it was 114. Was that what it was?
It might be. I
Sorry,
don't know the
don't
answer
know.
to
Something
that.
like that. Somebody
Yeah.
told me that.
Okay.
And with the heat, does it come on at 160?
Yeah, so the idea behind the heat is like if you're losing a wheel bearing or if you have a brake stuck or
Right.
something, then you can see that the temperature is rising.
Right.
You can set
brakes, yeah.
You can set where you want it to warn you.
Oh, you said it. Okay, look at this cool thing. This is a scroller in the string one. There's actually one over here too. This one just goes up and down. But this one, you roll around. Look at what it does to the dash. As I roll it, I go through all these options instead of pushing a bunch of buttons. I love this. Yeah, thumb roll, man. This is a cool thing. Sure, okay.
Hello, how are you? I'm Rich Shear. I'm from the exterior design team at Chevy Truck.
And your thing, you do the whole thing, but the mirrors is, of course, what I'm interested
Yep.
in. This is a big mirror for a standard mirror.
It is a big mirror. It's bigger than today's mirror.
Yeah, I
and we've
noticed
actually
that.
we put it down here on the door. So I
Yes.
think one of the neat things about it is that we've got better forward visibility, and the fact that it's larger, you get better rearward visibility. So again, we think two wins.
That's
And
good
actually-
that you have a little more opening here that's been in before, because
Yep.
putting it up here is cheap. That's
It is.
easy to do.
It
This
is.
costs you a lot more money to put it on the body.
It did. There's a hefty piece of aluminum here holding this on, a bracket, an actual cast piece in here to make sure that this is strong and it doesn't
Right.
shake. And it's important that it does that. It does a job doing that, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the forward visibility is great. It's good because when you're kind of turning in to a park spot and you're not quite sure where that front corner is, that certainly helps.
Yeah, that's the blind spots kill you. I mean, back in the old days, we had West Coast mirrors. We had a lot of blind spots.
You bet.
Then they changed it all. So, but there is a towing mirror coming out. We just don't know anything about it.
Not going to share that one with you yet. Yeah. I've got a team behind me that'll tackle me if I start talking
I've
about
got
it. so.
$10 if that'll help. Maybe 20
No, it'll
bucks.
take a little bit more.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, I'm very interested in the towing mirror, of course.
Yep.
But this is an improvement. I do like the standard mirror.
And actually on this one here, you're actually seeing it with the technology underneath, and you've got the task lamp here too.
Right,
So
there's all these cameras underneath and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
And then this, this is really very, very bright and really can help you out and, give you some side light.
It doesn't go backwards because, you have that really cool toy mirror that you'll actually show back where your trailer is where you need the.
That's right.
But maybe the toy mirror will have that.
And maybe we'll have a surprise for you later.
Oh, a surprise.
Maybe.
A surprise.
Much later. Not today.
Okay.
But again, very proud of what we've done here. I think the other thing too is that putting it off and putting it on the door, we were able to get it more aerodynamic. It helped us aerodynamically. It helped us with wind noise.
Well, I'm sure less vibration, the whole ball of wax. It's just that, when you replace it, you got to take the body molding off the inside.
That's right.
And a bunch of work to replace it, but that's okay. It's a good mirror.
We were also able to make the patch here a bit smaller because we weren't trying to put the mirror on it. So this is smaller. If we'd have put it up here, this patch would have been back here and we'd have lost a ton of forward visibility. So, so again,
I like this. So you're responsible for all the whole new design of this truck?
Myself and my team, and we're very proud of what we've done.
Now the rear step is bigger, isn't it?
It is
bigger.
Actually, the rear step is bigger, and two reasons. Obviously, to get larger foot, steel-toed boots in it, but also we put the side blind zone inside here. So this flat surface here is responsible for side blind zone. We do it a little bit different than our competitors. Our competitors put it in the tail lamp. We put it down here. So when you're buying this part here, it's much more protected. If you damage an up-level lamp from one of our competitors, it's much more expensive because you're not just replacing the LED lamps, but you're also replacing that technology. So,
that's crazy price for what these lights are now.
Exactly. So for us, this was a big improvement. Chevy and GM, we do the side steps. Our customers love it. It's easy to get in and out of, and we really took advantage. So when we put the side blind zone in, we're actually able to increase the side step here, and it works better. So, wins, a design win, a function win, customer win. So, and then we keep it on the tail lamp here, so we always have our lamps doing the lighting job, right?
Right.
So we have, our dual function, our dual element LEDs, and our stops, and so again, we don't really ever compromise our tail lamp.
Okay. And now Ram and Ford, they do this thing where they cut the bumper off right there and lower it. Well, that's because they want to step on it. Well, your step's on the corner. I love this step. You can hook it up with the trailer. Yeah. Ford's got the big thing that comes out of the tailgate, but you can't use it with the trailer. Yeah. It's crazy. No, I really like this. And it's an old Avalanche feature. I remember that.
You bet.
So you're responsible.
And, not everybody's 24 years old anymore, and it's just easier. As we've lifted this truck up on this truck and even over on the Trail Boss, it's just much easier to just kind of grab the back of the thing, put your foot up, and it's just...
you got a bigger handle, you got a bigger whole pocket here, and Kelsey, which helps me a lot of videos, she loves that step. It's one of her favorite features. Yeah. So you're the one who designed the nose on this truck?
Yeah, the one that designed the exterior, you bet.
I didn't, Roman was telling me from TFL that saying it looks a lot like a Camaro.
Yeah,
and I never even, I didn't even notice that, but that is cool. I really like the front end. And you guys beat
very
GMC.
Distinctive.
Usually I like GMC's a little better styling. Yeah. This time you guys are better than GMC. I love the look.
Man, I'll take that video.
Well, they'll be mad at me.
I'll tell you, I'm really proud of both brands. But I'll tell you, for Chevrolet, we've always heard, we tend to have been more conservative when we do our next gen, any of the next gen product launches. We do a great new truck, and it's like from the design perspective, probably wasn't as advanced as it could be. And as we redesigned the whole truck, this truck is really a clean sheet of paper, all new proportions, wheelbase, cab dimensions, everything's all new. And we really wanted to make sure that we took the opportunity that everything on the truck was new. So when you buy the new 2019 Silverado, you have a new truck.
Yeah.
And the front end is very, very distinctive. We think it's the newest truck front end.
Oh, it is.
By a mile.
Off the bat, this is a 19. There's no confusion at all about this. Now tell me, I know you got this wind deflector here on the side.
Our air curtain.
An air curtain for curtaining the air, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Now tell me, the aftermarket guys are going to go nuts because if you're really driving through some heavy brush, you're probably going to tear that crap out of that thing.
I'll tell you, that was part of the challenge between the design team and engineering team to make sure that we're getting as much air to come through here. Again, as we made the truck bigger, we also had to make the truck more efficient. So with this element, what's on the back of the cab spoiler, the mirrors, there's a little lip on the tailgate, all of those things, a little faster windshield and rounder windshield, all these things together gave us about a 30 count reduction from current Silverado to this Silverado. Cool. And that's huge. 30 counts aerodynamically is huge. Well, again, that's how the design team can really help, help with fuel economy. But again, we had to do it in a way that was not, you don't want an aerodynamic truck. You still want a tough truck that's modern and new, and it does all the things truck want to be. And if we'd have just done an aerodynamic study, I'm not sure the customers would have been excited about that. So we really had to balance efficiencies with still making it tough and truck-like.
So you don't think that's going to be a problem off-road? It's anchored or it's strong, or what do you think?
I think it's pretty strong. I'm sure if somebody really gets it caught, yeah, there's always a problem that could happen.
What about that air dam underneath? Is it any higher than last year? Because we're always hitting those things.
I think the other thing that we've done, it is higher and shorter. Again, the air dam is always another easy way to get better aero.
Sure.
But with all the improvement, we've actually been able to make this smaller, and we can make it easily removable, so you can climb underneath there.
You can unbolt that pretty fast.
You can unbolt it pretty easy. Even an amateur mechanic can figure it out.
The old ones are tough to take off. The old ones.
If you look over at the Trail Boss, anytime you get to the Trail Boss there, we just take the air dams off because we know that customer doesn't want it.
Right, and that's the problem we've had with the other air dams is it's not easy to take the old ones off.
No.
I'm glad it was at 5 bolts, 4 bolts.
And they were really integrated.
Yeah.
They were really integrated before, and you'd think from a design perspective, integrating that stuff would be better. But when you're going around a job site and if you're hitting that and you're just pulling it off and it's affecting the rest of the front end bumper or fascia, that's not a good thing. So again, we've minimized it. We've pushed it as far rearward as we can. And again, the fact that we can climb underneath there and take it off is great.
That's good. That's important because the guys who off-road, they got to get rid of all that junk out of the way.
And even we had customers that talked about like the work trucks. On the work truck end, even if you get a construction guy's got a 2-wheel drive truck that's going around a work site, a lot of uneven ground, and they want to be able to pull that thing off too. So not just the off-road guys, but the work truck guys were like, hey, we understand what you're trying to do, but we'd rather not have it, and we've heard it, we've made it so we can do that. So
well, that's good. I'm glad you listen to people because this is cool. I love this truck.
Yeah, and again, the body side. We really wanted the body side to be sculptural. We wanted it to be muscular. We wanted this thing to feel like a muscle truck. I think the other great thing was the fact that we have more unique body panels between our sister vehicle of the Sierra, so we can really be truly expressive like a Chevrolet.
That's good.
And it really gives the GMC team a chance to do their design language that they'd like to do. So, we have wheel openings that really fit our brand and sculpture and design that fits our brand. So it really feels like it fits with the whole portfolio of Chevrolet more than ever.
Well, the bulging fenders look cool and they're almost subtle. So, I'm not a subtle person. I make everything show, but this is good. It looks very sophisticated. I like to look at these trucks.
Yeah, that in mind when we designed it, but it does have a little bit of that cowboy squint to it. So.
Yeah, and those running boards, they're pretty cool. Yeah. They fold up pretty tight.
Yeah, that's one of our tube accessory running boards. Yeah. So not standard on a Trail Boss, but certainly something that a customer can option to. You can get it with a black wheel with the mud tire, or you can also, as you kind of see out along the lip, you can also see it with a 2-tone 20-inch wheel with more of a.
I like these wheels. Yeah, the other ones look a little too what do you call it, civilized.
Yeah.
I want an uncivilized truck, and that's where I think you've got this black wheels. That's awesome. Black and the red, good combination. That would be the truck.
Yeah, I love it.
I wish you'd give me a little more lift. I want like a 4-inch lift. What is this 2-inch lift stuff?
Just 2-inch.
That's what she said.
Well, I had to sell my soul with the engineering team to make sure we did this. So, a 4-inch lift, I think they just kicked me the right down.
They probably would have. They said, I would roll over or something.
All right, design guys, get it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Cool. Well, the RST, the LT, and the LT Trail Boss are really our volume trims for Chevrolet. So again, we've got an on-road sport, we have off-road sport, and what I would consider, kind of our most traditional look here with the chrome bumper and the chrome grille. And actually, this one starts with an 18-inch wheel. Again, there's definitely a customer there that's looking for the ride and really looking for a value play in this part of the market.
So it's 3 models of the Trail Boss then?
Well, it's 3 models of LT.
Oh.
3 models of LT.
Okay. Because
Yep.
there's the work.
You got work truck,
for Trail Boss.
Custom Trail Boss.
Custom Trail Boss.
Yep.
Okay. And the LTZ is a sport model, which has got the monochrome.
No, RST is sport.
RST. Okay, I remember that. RST is a sport, which has a monochrome.
I always say it's Rich Shear Truck. So
it's who?
Rich Shear Truck.
Oh, it's your
RST.
truck.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my badge, of course.
Okay, so besides the monochromatic paint, what else does it have on it?
It's really, you get to the 20-inch wheel, you can get to the dual exhaust, which is great. So again, but mostly it's the body color bumper, body color bar, the body color rear bumper, and again the dual exhaust and the 20-inch wheel. So again, you got a mid-level
on the
trim.
mirrors. The mirrors are different too.
Actually we go to a gloss black in here instead of just the molded color.
Well, cool. So Can you tell me about the exhaust and why they're square, or is that somebody else I got to talk to?
Oh, no, that's...
Is that a design?
All of it's me.
Okay. Does that affect the noise instead of going out a round tunnel?
This one doesn't have it. I can't believe
Any of these? Somebody has to have it here.
It'll be on this one here. Yeah, actually, we definitely wanted to do a dual exhaust, and we wanted it integrated. And we actually chose to do it more rectangular, so that actually we can keep the bottom edge of that as high as we can, right?
Okay.
And so if you bring this down, then you just have a chance to really damage it.
And that
so
won't
we
rust
wanted
the
it
bumper or anything?
right. What's that?
It won't rust the bumper?
No.
Okay.
Nope. And we just kind of wanted to do a dual exhaust, but we wanted to kind of keep that dual exhaust up as high and integrated with the bumper as much as possible.
It's a very clean look. That's good. It all matches in like
very
that.
handsome. Yep.
That's cool. Now I know Ram did it a long time ago with their Hemi.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, thanks a lot.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Tim, your name is Tim
Brayman.
Brayman. I almost got it. Tim Brayman, and you are an engineer. And you're the engine engineer, so you're going to tell me all about deactivating the cylinders and turbocharging and all that stuff. Oh,
We're going to focus on dynamic fuel management today.
okay.
And this is basically a natural evolution of our current system of active fuel management where we have V4 and V8.
Right.
So now we have the capability to deac all the cylinders. Our minimum number of cylinders that we've decided to implement is 2.
Yeah, 2. That makes sense because it's almost like a balance. And you move them around the different parts so that actually you do that for the heat purposes. So when the cylinder doesn't get hot because it's not getting fuel to help cool it off along with the oil. Is that how that works?
Actually, the different patterns that we have 17 of them. The patterns are basically just to deliver a certain amount of torque at the best fuel efficiency. So it gives us options, right? It gives us a variety of options. So some of these patterns are fixed, where we're always firing the same cylinders, like V4, right? It's a fixed pattern. Some of them are rotating, right? And a good example of a rotating pattern is 1/3, where you're firing one cylinder out of every 3 in the firing order, and then the 1/3 essentially naturally repeats after you've gone through 3 engine cycles.
Okay. So it's still basically the same cylinders that are deactivating each time? Or are they rotating out so that each one has another chance? Or
It's the way the 1/3 works. It will rotate the deactivated cylinder and the firing cylinders, right? It's always changing, but it repeats after 3 engine cycles just naturally.
Okay.
I can show you maybe a diagram of it to help you better understand.
Yeah, because I was thinking when this originally came out, years ago, that it was always the same cylinders that deactivated. And I always thought that'd be kind of a weird wear pattern on your rings and everything else, because cooling and heat and all that would be different. But I guess you guys have got it. This is an upgraded system, so it's more sophisticated and an improvement. So yeah, so I need to drive now. Huh?
Yep, we're going to go for a ride just so you understand the different fractions and when they come into play. Essentially, it's based on, driver requested torque. So you'll see a lot of the half, which is the equivalent to V4, but we'll see some other fractions as well based on your
I'm interested to see what it would
demand.
do. What it would take to get to a 2-cylinder. I have to go downhill in Kansas, or this guy's pointing at me.
You just going for a short spin?
Yeah.
Well, who wants to know? Is that you? Oh. Okay.
All right, guys, have fun.
Thanks.
If you prefer, I can drive too. It's
Well, as long as I don't kill us by handing 2 machines at the same time. It would be interesting to watch. So right now it doesn't have any kind of indication on the dash that anything's going on, right?
correct. We no longer have a V4 V8 indication on the driver information center.
Really? Because I like that, but
With 17 patterns, it would be overly complex, right? It would be too much.
it'd be
for the
distracting.
customer.
You'd probably run off the road staring at your dash the whole time, wondering when the next event's going to happen. I can see that.
So that's why we had to set up this box so you had an indication of what you were running, right?
Does that mean I'm running? What's 1 mean?
One is 8 cylinders. There you got a half, so you're running 4.
Cool.
So
I didn't even feel or hear anything.
now that's the intent. We want it to be seamless, and actually that was one of the comments, or it's been the primary comment this morning as I'm driving. They see this thing, changing states, and they say, boy, this is very seamless. So
Yeah, that is cool. So 1/2.
once we get out on the main road here, we'll see some more operation. And
Am I going in the right direction? I have no idea.
yeah, you're doing fine.
We can take this off-road, see what it does. Will it deactivate? I'll get down to 2 cylinders when it's sitting still. Well, does it do that? Will it idle on 2 cylinders?
No, for idle, we're all 8, and that's intended, right? It's just the best for the
I suppose that's smooth.
the idle feel and
Yeah,
for the
I can see
pleasability, right?
that. Yep, I can understand that. So we're running in 8 cylinders, which in GM talk means 1.
For the purpose of this.
Okay. So the airplane doesn't run over. Ooh, something shifted down there like it was working. You got a lot of blue spruce out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we got a half.
the cylinders.
Yeah.
What will it do when it says 2? Will it go down to 3/4 or 1/4, or what does it do?
You'll see 1/4. You'll see also a third. Once we get up here, there's a lot of different fractions. The last person I had in the truck, they had 2/7. You know, there's
Wow.
some strange fractions, but they all, I can show you maybe how those, and we're gonna go right, by the way, how those end up as far as cylinder patterns, if you will, once we get done, if you're more interested.
And we're only doing demonstration with the box to show you, because you don't feel it, you don't hear it.
You got it.
It's amazing. That's a very good system. But I kind of like looking at that V4 thing. I thought that was neat. Oh well, I guess I'll have to stare at something else now.
We're in 2/3 there for a few moments. So once we get up to speed, I think there's a 2/3. It'll stabilize here once you get up to maybe 40 or 45, and yep, you had a few you popped in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, 2/3.
And do you know the baseline between V8 and all this, what the fuel mileage savings is by deactivating the cylinders?
Versus, I don't think I have the number to give you versus V8. I can give you the improvement versus our current gen truck with the AFM.
Okay.
And that's about 5% overall, right? This truck versus the other.
Well, that's good. That's one cylinder deactivation with a newer cylinder deactivation.
Yep.
Comparison of 5%. That's interesting.
We're going to go straight here, and we can drive as far as you want. And when you're satisfied, we can turn around.
Yeah, since I can't video the V4. But no, that's nice. Actually, yeah, I'm going to kind of enjoy the experience of what it's doing. I love it. Just like transmissions, where they don't hardly shoot. Now, is this a 10-speed or an 8-speed, or what is this?
This is a 8-speed.
Okay. Is this the 5.3 or is it
5.3 liter 8-speed?
Okay.
You got it.
Let's pull it as Ford store. Oh no, there's no road in there. They didn't want us to go in there, do they?
No.
We'll go in here in this Indian warehouse and buy us a teepee or something. Home with it.
I want to make sure you understand. In the lower level trim trucks, like the work truck and the custom, we offer a 5.3 liter, but it's a 6-speed trans.
That's right. I remember that.
So the 5.3 liter with a 6-speed trans has just the conventional AFM, just like today. So you have to get basically the 8-speed 5.3 with the 8-speed trans in order to have the dynamic fuel management.
Okay, well, the 5.3 with a 6-speed, does it have a little V4 on the dash?
It does not. We took that out
It's
for
gone.
the T1.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, is there a V6 out there anymore?
Yes, we will offer the V6. It's the same V6 that we have in today's current truck.
Right. Is that a 4.3 or what is
Yeah,
that?
4.3.
Okay,
It'll be
a really
mated
good
with a
motor.
6-speed as well.
Yeah, that's a very dependable engine. I've had those in the old days were about the best fuel mileage engines you could get. Was that 4.3 over all of them? But no, that's pretty cool. It's interesting. You guys have done a good job. These things are, they're just about as seamless as they can be.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, you get real relaxed when you drive these things.
Beautiful view.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with Tim again. Tim, what's your last name?
Brayman.
Brayman. Okay, I'm glad you can pronounce it. So this is the 5.3, the 327. We all love this thing. Is a fast little rascal. I'm not so sure it's fast with the trailer. By itself, it does really well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it. Now, what is different about the top end? I know the 2.7's got all the magical stuff in here that I can't even explain. But what changed in, say, the top end of this engine?
Okay, well, this 5.3 liter is very similar to the 5.3 liter in our current gen pickup. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The major difference is we've taken the AFM hardware and we've expanded it for use on the DFM, the dynamic fuel management.
Okay.
So in the current engine, we are deacking 4 cylinders. So we have the DEAC lifters on only 4 cylinders. This engine, we can DEAC any cylinder, so we have DEAC lifters on all cylinders. Okay.
Cool.
So essentially, we went from 8 DEAC lifters to 16 DEAC lifters, right?
So what does that do? Does that just shut off an injector, or does it change the cam?
So the lifter, the cylinder deactivation system actually deactivates the valve train.
Oh, okay.
So we have these oil control valves. We call them OCVs for short, and they're controlling essentially the deactivation of the lifter through a hydraulic signal to the lifter that's timed appropriately. So the what that hydraulic signal does is it disengages a pin in the lifter, and when that pin's disengaged, I'll say the valve train motion is basically absorbed in that lifter. It's like lost motion in the lifter.
Okay.
So you're not opening the valves any longer. When you do that, the valves stay closed, and then the ECM, of course, when you deactivate the cylinder, it then cuts the fuel, right? It's not to the injector. So that's the short, maybe the short, simple version of how we do cylinder deactivation. And the change here with dynamic fuel management is, again, we can deactivate any cylinder, and we have 17 different patterns that we're using as opposed to just V4 and V8 on the current truck.
So this will go down to 2 cylinders.
Yeah, at a minimum, we're going to do 2 cylinders. We have, like I say, it's not only the number of cylinders we're deactivating, but the pattern. And so we have 17 different firing fractions or patterns that we offer.
Oh, cool. Well, if you're deactivating the valve train, then you're not creating heat, you're not causing any problems. I thought maybe there was, only thing you're shutting off is fuel. And sometimes fuel can lubricate the top end.
Sure.
Not as much as oil, but it does lubricate. So
the benefit from an efficiency perspective is we're not pumping on those cylinders, and then the other cylinders, the load goes up, right, to make the same torque output. And then so the pumping work is reduced on those cylinders that we're still firing.
Okay, so you can run on 8, 6, 4, and 2?
We can run on we can run on more than that, actually, as far as the pattern. You can think of it as some patterns are fixed, like you described, 2, 4, 6, 8. What I mean by fixed is the cylinders that you're deactivating are fixed. And then we also have rotating patterns. So rotating patterns would be ones that, because it's not an even number, if you will, and it doesn't necessarily fit in well with an 8-cylinder, we're always changing the cylinder that is being deactivated and the cylinders that are firing. So let me give you an example. We have a 1/3 firing fraction. So in the 1/3 firing fraction, we are firing 1 cylinder out of every 3. And then that cylinder that we're firing is obviously moving through the firing order. And after 3 engine cycles, that naturally repeats itself, okay? So it takes 3 engine cycles to kind of get back through all the cylinders and get back to the original starting point of that 1/3 pattern.
Okay, and so that keeps the engine balanced the way you're doing that. So you're not getting extra vibration out of it the way which cylinders are activating.
Oh, yeah.
Because it almost sounds like, if you didn't do that right, it would cause vibration.
There is a tendency for vibration in some of these rotating patterns, and we're limited in the torque the max torque we can go to as a result, right? So our control system is limiting the max torque for a fraction so it doesn't become objectionable in the vehicle, right? It doesn't shake the vehicle, it doesn't cause noise and vibration. Another factor that helps us is the torque converter slip.
The clutch? Or?
Yeah, so we actually can slip the torque converter and provide some isolation.
Okay.
So,
now this engine, does this also have the hydraulic engine mounts?
Yes.
Okay, so that probably helps a little bit too.
Yes.
Where you wouldn't notice it. Because I love the hydraulic motor mounts. It's like the cab mounts on the rear are hydraulic. That's a good thing. Because, you got a lot of big mass there. I mean, on some dualies, a lot of the other brands, I think it's always on the dualies or on the big 1-tons, and they vibrate a lot more. So the cab isolation is really cool. But yeah, the engine isolation, I think, would help in your situation with what you're accomplishing here. But no, this is awesome. I like this engine. You know, I don't like the tow with it, but I do like the engine. It's like the 4.3 V6 was one of my favorite engines. I used to get super fuel mileage, and they lasted forever, but you couldn't tow with them. They would get hot. You had to put a bigger radiator and do some other things. We can talk about your hydraulic motor mounts. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a hydraulic motor mount. Yields more damping than a traditional rubber motor mount. Tuned not only for ride quality, but NVH performance from an idle quality standpoint and our DFM technology.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's something they should have had a long time ago. That's awesome. So now and this is taller, this upward control arm, whatever they call that?
Well, it's the knuckle here.
It's the knuckle.
The knuckle is longer.
Oh, coming off the wheel. Okay, I see.
The knuckle. I see. Knuckle attached to the lower and upper control arm. What that did, it moved the upper control arm up higher.
Right.
Two advantages to that. 30 millimeters more travel, which gives the shock a longer operating length, which means you're in the damping longer before the rebound stop or the jounce bump. So it's a more comfortable ride. It also allows the wheel to move straight up and down, which makes the whole vehicle less sensitive to leads.
Right, you don't want a Volkswagen out there all bent over and squatting.
It yields more precise steering.
And you say the tires, now the tread is deeper now, or the sidewall is deeper?
Well, what we did, we got new tire sizes, so the tire sidewall on our 20 and 22 inch tires, which you know is a premium option, but everybody wants.
Yeah.
Actually, a taller sidewall yields a lower spring rate because this is a tunable component.
Sure. But as far as the suspension, I was amazed when they went away from that and everybody started going to these little tiny sidewalls, and you think it's got to ride harder.
Narrow sidewall rides a lot more firm. The other thing that changed as far as spring rate goes, our whole truck is lighter by 450 pounds, as you know.
Oh yeah.
Lighter truck allows lower spring rates. Lower spring rates yield a softer ride.
That's awesome. And then the CV joints are new in the front drive shaft this year. A CV on each side, I guess that gives you more movement or more angle you can go without having a problem versus universal joints.
It just yields a smoother powertrain action.
Yeah, because that's almost straight from the axle to the transfer case.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like CV joints in a lot of places.
A couple of other joints I'd like to point out. Here on the front stab bar link.
Oh yeah.
That is two ball joints as opposed to a single ball joint and a rubber bushing.
Yeah.
Dual ball joints results in less friction, smoother motion, smoother ride.
Oh yeah, that anti-speed bar is really important. I always like them on the back of these trucks too. Now this is steel. That taller arm you put on there is steel, or is that
That's aluminum.
That's aluminum.
The new aluminum upper control arm.
Okay. So you guys don't hate aluminum.
No, we don't need aluminum.
So you can have the doors and the hood and the tailgate and still feel good about it.
Correct.
Cool. Okay, what else is back here?
Well, here would be our hydraulic body mount in this position.
Yeah.
So we use a hydraulic body mount because it gives you more damping than a traditional rubber mount.
Right. I think it's better on crew cabs, especially.
Especially
it's a big
for
deal.
that pickup type beaming shake freeway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if any other half-ton have that hydraulic cab mounts on the back.
I'm not sure what the other manufacturers
Oh,
have.
come on. Okay. We'll go with that story. Big drive shaft. Oh, yeah, and then we could talk about the spacer on that side and that joist bump.
So that's our Trail Boss lift on the rear suspension. What you can see there is the jounce bumper block.
Yeah.
That's 2 inches high because we lifted the suspension 2 inches. There's also another cast iron block between the leaf spring and the rear axle, which actually accomplishes the 2-inch lift.
So there's not a block on the front, independent suspension, so that's all done with that arm?
The spring seat, the lower spring seat on the shock,
Okay.
where the spring sets, that's actually 2 inches higher in the front.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Factory 2-inch lift, factory warranty.
Yeah. Hey, don't talk to that guy. He's a Russian spy. Mark? But yeah. Same box frame you guys have had forever. So that's all that makes it easier to tune. The stiffer you make all the rest of that, the better you can make the shocks and the suspension.
Yeah. We have our new composite leaf spring on this side.
Yeah, and it's only on the heavy duty or the max towing package.
No, that's not correct. It's on the higher volume packages. We have an all steel spring for our max towing package.
Okay, they told us the opposite out there. They told us. Yes.
Well, that's why you come to me.
That's true. So that is something you can order on any of them, or is it an option, or it just stands?
It's not a customer selectable option. But we
Okay.
put those on our high volume trucks, and the customer really doesn't know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it gives you the same rate as the conventional steel spring. It yields less friction, which yields a smoother ride. But the main advantage is the weight savings. That composite helper leaf is 7 pounds lighter than the regular traditional
So you got
steel
14
helper.
pounds you saved.
14 pounds on the whole.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. You got to keep moving along. Now we got a composite on the spring, man. We're in top of that composite fiberglass.
Innovation.
Yes.
It's a glass-filled composite
Does
material.
that mean it's fiberglass?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
The other thing about the Trail Boss, you see you get Rancho monotube shocks, and there are a couple of additional skid plates you get with the Z71 package.
Yeah.
You can see one on the transfer case and one on the front of the oil pan.
That looks like an awful long shock over there. My gosh.
Well, we did lengthen the shock.
I-
We did lengthen the shock for the Trail Boss to not give up much rebound travel.
Yeah. Yeah. It just looks gigantic. Well, that's cool. Well, that's a lot of changes, and these are the ones you can't see because the rest of it's really obvious. You look at it, there's so many changes, but
But these are the
underneath.
changes you're going to feel when you're driving down the
Oh,
road.
that's true. And I think Chevy's always been one of the best rides, best steering trucks for decades.
Well, you're right, because the current gen Silverado, our customers have told us is a fabulous riding truck. And
Yeah.
all we've done is improve it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember those debates in the old days. I mean, clear back into the '70s, we all used to argue about that. That was when it was all recirculating ball. And rack and pinion's fairly new to trucks, but yeah, that's cool. Well, thanks a lot. And you are Jeff Scott, the easiest name to remember here, and I can't remember it. So you're the suspension guru.
I'm the lead ride and handling engineer. on the
Okay, cool.
Silverado.
Well, now I'm glad you straightened me out on that spring because they told us a whole other story. I'll straighten out the guys that I know that heard
If you
that.
have suspension questions, come ask
You're
me.
right. Well, thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thank you, Ken.
Tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. And we wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck, the ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to
Yep.
looking at a truck, or judging a truck. Whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test, up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks, maximum capacity, up to the biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, all that stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.